The guru said they were Native Americans, but he lied about everything. In 1991, a so-called New Age tribe appeared in the forests of northern Finland. Dozens of Central Europeans arrived in the remote wilderness of Lapland. They dressed as Native Americans, built teepees, and tried to live completely off the land. To outsiders, it looked like an unusual but harmless back-to-nature experiment. But reality inside the group was something very different. The movement was founded by Norman William, a man born in Quebec in 1937. Over the years, he used multiple identities and presented himself as a visionary leader. His movement began in Canada in the 1970s under the name The Tribe. It later evolved into what became known as Eco-Ovi, meaning eco-life. Later group moved to Paris, where the ideology developed further. The message was powerful and attractive: reject modern society, return to nature, and become part of a new form of humanity that would survive the collapse of the modern world. After some years, William renamed the movement the University of Peace, but the structure remained centered around him. By 1984, the group had become mobile, traveling across Europe and spreading its message. By the time they reached Finland, the movement had already evolved into a tightly controlled community built around this guru-like leader. In the forests of Lapland, the group established a primitive camp. They lived in teepees and attempted to survive using only natural resources. But the conditions were harsh. Food was limited, and the group relied on supplies such as potatoes and canned goods. Meals were structured around rituals and often took place only once a day, in the evening. Daily life followed strict rules. According to accounts, even children were expected to remain silent, and there were reports that crying children were physically silenced. The environment was not one of freedom, but of control. At the same time, there was a clear contrast in how the leader lived. While the group struggled in the forest, the guru himself often stayed separately, in more comfortable conditions and traveling to bigger cities, where he continued to promote the movement. Inside the group, control extended into deeply personal areas of life. Sexual relationships were forbidden. Marriage was forbidden. The leader claimed that intimacy between members would weaken what he described as the group's collective protective field. These rules applied strictly to the followers. However, according to former members, these restrictions were not applied equally. The leader controlled intimacy within the group and organized special rituals in which women were made pregnant without revealing the identity of the father in order to produce more children for the community. He also had sexual relations with young men in the community. There were also earlier allegations connected to his past, including accusations involving underage boys. Within the group, these issues were not openly discussed. Questioning the leader was discouraged, and members were expected to trust his authority completely. As time went on, more troubling events began to surface. According to testimonies, a young child died in circumstances connected to a secret ritual involving the leader. Another serious incident involved a man who had become very ill due to malnutrition. Instead of being taken to a hospital, he was sent away from the group toward Central Europe. During the journey, his condition worsened. He was eventually left by the roadside in Sweden and instructed not to reveal his connection to the group when seeking help. He later died in hospital. Inside the community, silence remained the norm. Members did not openly question what had happened. At the same time, financial problems began to grow. Local businesses were left with significant unpaid debts. One local supplier was reportedly owed large sums for firewood. Despite the group's ideals of living in harmony with nature, their presence left behind both environmental damage and economic consequences. After approximately 2 years, authorities intervened. The group was expelled from Finland. What remained in the forest was not a utopian experiment, but abandoned camps, waste, unpaid bills, and people trying to understand how they had become part of something so controlled. The New Age tribe disappeared, but its story remains. It began with a vision of freedom, a return to nature, and a better way of living. But according to those who experienced it from the inside, it became a system built on control, silence, and the authority of one man. And it raises a difficult question: how easily can people be drawn into something that promises truth and meaning, but slowly takes away their ability to question it?